From an English teacher to the lead vocalist of The Police, Sting carved out a career path full of turbulence and inspiration, a metamorphosis that breathed life into multiple musical genres and left an indelible mark on the world stage. Gordon Matthew Thomas Sumner, who would later be known as Sting, was born on October 2, 1951, in Wallsend, Northumberland, as the eldest of 4 children. His father, Ernest Matthew Sumner, worked as a milkman and engineer, while his mother, Audrey Cowell, was a hairdresser. The industrial surroundings of the Wallsend shipyards shaped the atmosphere of his childhood, tough, noisy, and full of challenges, yet also made him yearn for a more glamorous and colorful life. A pivotal moment came when he saw the Queen Mother waving from a Rolls-Royce, opening his eyes to the possibility of a world much larger than the one around him. Music entered his veins early on. His mother often played 78 RPM records of musicians such as Jerry Lee Lewis, Little Richard, and Elvis Presley. He became so captivated by All Shook Up that he would end up rolling around on the floor with excitement. By the age of 10, Gordon had already become obsessed with an old Spanish guitar left behind by a family acquaintance, a modest gift that turned out to be his lifeline, marking the beginning of his escape into music. As a teenager, he would often sneak into Newcastle's nightclubs, such as the club A-Go-Go, to watch bands like Cream and Manfred Mann. These experiences would later inspire his musical style, which blended rock, jazz, and pop. The strained family dynamics, an introverted father and a more cheerful yet restless mother, left tension at home. In an interview, Sting recalled those years as a time of pressure and emotional emptiness, with music serving as his refuge and a medium to express hidden vulnerability. In the early 1970s, Sting attended Northern County's Teaching Training College, aiming to become an English teacher. After graduating in 1974, he spent 2 years teaching English, music, and even soccer at St. Paul's First School in Cramlington. Yet the world of education never felt like his true calling. Sting later admitted that he was not well suited for teaching, as he only enjoyed teaching subjects he was passionate about, such as poetry and soccer. He remembered that period as a secure job, pension, family, taxes, but also one that restricted his creativity. While teaching, he spent his evenings performing with local jazz bands like the Phoenix Jazzmen and Last Exit. It was with the Phoenix Jazzmen that the nickname Sting was born, derived from a black and yellow sweater he often wore, which made him look like a bee. In 1977, Sting decided to leave his steady job and move to London. There he met Stuart Copeland, and together with Henri Padovani, later replaced by Andy Summers, they formed the band The Police. By the late 1970s, the Police were touring the United States in a rented van, playing at small clubs such as CBGB's in New York, a humble but pivotal beginning that would set them on the path to global stardom. Their perseverance began to pay off when the single Roxanne and the album Outlandos d'Amour gained serious attention. The Police's music stood out as unique, a blend of punk, reggae, jazz, and pop, coupled with Sting's sharp lyricism and distinctive vocals. The band achieved tremendous success in the late 1970s and early 1980s, with hits such as Roxanne, So Lonely, and Every Breath You Take. With the Police, Sting carved out a major place in music history, selling more than 75 million albums worldwide, making them one of the most successful rock bands of all time. This success extended into his solo career, bringing Sting's total record sales, both solo and with the Police, to over 100 million units globally. His achievements were not only measured in numbers, but also in prestigious accolades. The Police themselves won 2 Brit Awards, 6 Grammy Awards, 1 MTV Video Music Award, and were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2003. After the Police disbanded in 1984, Sting embarked on his solo journey by releasing his debut album, The Dream of the Blue Turtles, 1985, which was both a commercial and critical success, showcasing his exploration of jazz, rock, and pop. Throughout his solo career, he continued to push musical boundaries with influential albums such as Nothing Like the Sun, 1987, 10 Summoner's Tales, 1993, and Brand New Day, 1999. Songs like Fields of Gold, Englishman in New York, and Desert Rose not only reinforced his distinctive musical identity, but also demonstrated his ability to remain relevant across decades. As a solo artist, Sting has enjoyed equally dazzling success, winning 17 Grammy Awards, along with numerous other honors including 3 Brit Awards, 1 Golden Globe, 1 Emmy Award, and multiple Academy Award nominations for Best Original Song. He's also been inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, received the prestigious Kennedy-Kenter Honors, and in 2023 was awarded the status of Fellow of the Ivors Academy, the highest recognition for songwriters in the UK. This long list of achievements affirms Sting's position not only as the vocalist of the Police, but also as one of the most influential and respected musicians in the world. As of 2025, Sting's net worth is estimated at around $550 million, placing him among the richest rock musicians in the world. This figure stems from his long career with the Police, his consistently successful solo endeavors, and various income streams outside of music. A major milestone in his wealth growth was his decision to sell his song catalog, both solo and with the Police, for a reported value of hundreds of millions of dollars. In addition, enduring royalties from timeless classics like Every Breath You Take and Fields of Gold, along with investments in real estate and art, have further solidified his position as a music icon with extraordinary wealth. With these achievements, Sting is recognized not only as a music legend, but also as someone who has managed to transform his artistic legacy into a globally valuable asset. Beyond being a musician, Sting has also left his mark in the world of acting by appearing in a number of films. His early debut came in the British cult classic Quadrophenia, 1979, where he played the character Ace Face. He later portrayed the enigmatic Martin Taylor in Brimstone and Treacle, 1982, before gaining international attention for his role as Fade Rautha Harkonnen in David Lynch's science fiction epic Dune. The following year, Sting took on the iconic role of Dr. Frankenstein in The Bride, 1985, showcasing his boldness in embracing iconic characters. In later years, he also appeared in Guy Ritchie's cult crime film Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, 1998, as J.D., along with several other film and television projects, both as an actor and in cameo roles. This body of work highlights his multifaceted talents outside of music, though acting has always remained a complement to his primary career as a musician.
Sting's love life has often drawn public attention, particularly for its dynamic journey. He first married Northern Irish actress Frances Tumulty in 1976. From this marriage, they had 2 children, Joseph Sumner and Fuchsia Catherine Sumner. However, their relationship began to unravel in the early 1980s as Sting grew close to Frances's friend, actress and producer Trudie Styler. This affair sparked major controversy in the British media at the time, and eventually, Sting and Frances officially divorced in 1984. Although his relationship with Trudie began in scandal, the two remained together and were gradually accepted by the public. After nearly 8 years as a couple, Sting and Trudie officially married in 1992. From this marriage, they were blessed with 4 children: Brigitte Michael Sumner, Jake Sumner, Elliot Pauline Sumner, and Giacomo Luke Sumner. Sting's marriage to Trudie Styler is often regarded as one of the most enduring and solid celebrity unions in the entertainment world. The couple frequently collaborates on artistic projects as well as philanthropic endeavors, particularly in the areas of environmental protection, humanitarian causes, and human rights. They are also known for maintaining a healthy and spiritual lifestyle, with Sting openly sharing how yoga, meditation, and emotional connection play a role in sustaining their marital harmony. Now, after more than 3 decades of marriage, Sting and Trudie remain a harmonious couple, often appearing together at public events and charity activities. Sting's romantic journey, from a controversial beginning to building a lasting family with Trudie, forms an essential part of his life story, revealing the personal side behind the global music legend. Since rising to fame, Sting and his wife Trudie Styler have been known for owning a number of luxurious properties around the world, serving not only as residences but also as spaces for creativity and investment. One of their main homes is Lake House, a 16th-century manor in Wiltshire, England, which they purchased in 1990 for £7 million. Set on roughly 800 acres of land, the estate features a recording studio, a wine cellar, an organic farm, a swimming pool, and a tennis court, making it an ideal place for both family life and artistic pursuits. In addition, Sting once lived in a historic Georgian-style house in Hampstead, London, which he occupied during the police's peak in the 1980s with his first wife. The property has since been placed back on the market with an asking price of around $16 million, highlighting both its historical and prestigious value. Sting and Trudie also own an iconic villa in Tuscany, Italy. Widely known as the family's vineyard, this property has been developed into a center for producing wine, olive oil, and honey, as well as a venue for concerts and charity events. In the United States, the couple previously owned a luxury penthouse at 15 Central Park West in New York, which they sold in 2017 for $50 million, before purchasing another penthouse at 220 Central Park South, valued at more than $65 million. Today, Sting and his family often divide their time between Lake House in England, Il Palagio in Italy, and their New York apartment, enjoying a balance between the tranquility of the countryside, the romance of Europe, and the vibrancy of urban life. These properties reflect Sting's life journey, marked not only by success in music, but also by the creation of personal spaces rich in artistic value and family meaning. Beyond being a legendary musician, Sting also has a refined taste in the world of automobiles. His car collection reflects a mix of classic style, luxury, and environmental consciousness. One of his first cars was a 1967 MBG GT, a classic British sports car closely associated with his image since the late 1970s. Over the years, he has added luxury vehicles such as the Mercedes-Benz S-Class and Cadillac Escalade, often used during tours in Europe and America. Sting has also been spotted driving a 2016 Fiat 124 Spider, showcasing a more relaxed and modern side of his personality. Interestingly, despite his great wealth, Sting also chooses the Toyota Prius as his everyday car, reflecting his concern for environmental issues. Other cars associated with him include the Alfa Romeo Spider, a Jaguar S-Type featured in the Desert Rose music video, and a Maserati Quattroporte in the Stolen Car video, though direct ownership is not always confirmed. Sting is known not only as a legendary musician, but also as a figure deeply committed to humanitarian and environmental causes. Together with his wife, Trudie Styler, he founded the Rainforest Foundation in 1989 to protect rainforests and advocate for the rights of indigenous peoples. Through this foundation, they have raised more than $30 million and expanded programs to over 20 countries. Sting also regularly organizes the Rock for the Rainforest charity concerts at Carnegie Hall, which have been recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's largest environmental fundraising event. His philanthropic efforts do not stop there. He has actively collaborated with UNICEF, including performing at benefit concerts that generated millions of dollars to support children affected by exploitation and disasters such as the 2004 Asian tsunami. In 2017, Sting even donated his Polar Music Award money to support music programs for refugee children in Sweden, and he has also supported the cancer foundation Maggie's through the release of a charity single. Through these various initiatives, Sting has demonstrated that his concern for the world extends far beyond the music stage, making him a public figure who consistently integrates art with humanitarianism. One of the hobbies most closely tied to Sting's life is yoga, which he has practiced since the late 1980s. For Sting, yoga is not merely a physical exercise, but a spiritual path that helps him find balance between body, mind, and soul. He is known for maintaining a highly disciplined yoga routine, often practicing for up to an hour and a half before stepping onto the concert stage. According to Sting, this habit keeps his body fit despite the demands of a grueling world tour schedule. In several interviews, Sting has revealed that yoga helps him maintain vitality, stamina, and mental clarity, while also serving as a form of meditation to cope with the pressures of the music industry. Sting is also known as a man with a deep thirst for knowledge and imagination, which is reflected in his passion for reading. From a young age, he was immersed in classical literature, poetry, and philosophy, which later became an important source of inspiration for his musical journey. He frequently weaves literary nuances into his lyrics, through symbolism, metaphors, and references to literature, giving his songs a poetic and intellectual character. His interest in the written word goes beyond reading. He also channels his reflections and personal experiences into writing. In 2003, Sting published his memoir, Broken Music, a work that not only chronicles his life from childhood in Newcastle to global fame, but also reveals his contemplative side as an artist. The book is more than just a biography. It is also a philosophical reflection on life, art, and the search for identity.
In addition to being known as an intelligent and spiritual musician, Sting also enjoys playing chess. He often uses the game as a way to calm his mind and sharpen his focus amid his busy musical life. For Sting, chess shares similarities with music. It requires strategy, balance, and intuition. This habit reflects his intellectual and reflective nature, making him not only a talented musician, but also a thinker who approaches life with depth and mindfulness.